Malik. Johnson had always known that life in Brooksville High School was complicated. A small town in the Midwest, Brooksville was picturesque, with tree-lined streets, a central park, and a tight-knit community that prided itself on tradition. But beneath the charming exterior lay a reality that Malik had been acutely aware of since childhood. Race mattered here, sometimes more than talent, intelligence, or character. At 17, Malik was one of the brightest students in the school. He excelled academically, played as captain of the basketball team, led numerous community service projects. His peers respected him more, at least, those who truly saw his potential. Teachers admired his work ethic, though some turned a blind eye to the subtle prejudices he faced daily. When the announcement came that the student council presidency elections were approaching, Malik felt confident. After all, he had earned it. His campaign plan was meticulous. He wanted to introduce initiatives for mental health awareness, improve the school library, and create a mentorship program for underprivileged students. His platform was designed not only to benefit students of color, but to unite the entire school community. However, things did not go as expected. From the start, Malik noticed whispers and sideways glances. Flyers promoting his candidacy were mysteriously torn down, and comments started circulating among the predominantly white student body. Some said, jokingly, "It's just a phase. Let's have someone normal lead the school." Others, more brazenly, whispered that Malik was too different to understand the school's values. Despite this, Malik pressed on. He addressed classrooms with speeches that resonated with many students, urging unity, inclusivity, and integrity. Yet, when Election Day arrived, Malik's confidence faltered. The results came in, and he had lost by a narrow margin, but the win went to a white student. Alex Harper, who had openly relied on popularity and family influence rather than meaningful ideas. Malik couldn't shake the sense of injustice. He had expected competition, yes, but not blatant racial bias. Sitting in the empty library, staring at the official results posted on the bulletin board, he felt a mix of frustration, sadness, and determination. It wasn't just about the presidency anymore, it was about the principle of fairness, respect, and dignity. The first spark came during lunch the next day. Malik overheard a group of students mocking his loss, saying things that were cruel, racially charged, and meant to humiliate. One student even called him lucky to have a seat at this school at all. Malik's stomach churned, but he remembered the advice his mother had given him. Anger without action was wasted energy. That evening, Malik and his closest friends Jasmine, a brilliant debater, Aaron, a tech-savvy programmer, gathered in his bedroom to strategize. "We can't just sit back," Jasmine said. "This isn't about revenge. It's about exposing how the system works." Aaron nodded. "We can use social media. Not to attack anyone, but to show the truth what happened, how people were treated, and why fairness matters." Malik felt a surge of hope. They decided to create a campaign highlighting racial bias at the school, carefully documenting incidents, gathering anonymous testimonies, and posting videos of student speeches advocating for equality. Within days, the posts started circulating, attracting attention from students, parents, and even alumni. At first, reactions were mixed. Some praised Malik's courage, while others criticized him for making a big deal out of nothing. The tension escalated when an anonymous post targeting Malik surfaced online, accusing him of bringing shame to the school and not respecting the traditions. Comments quickly spiraled into harassment, some threatening, some insulting, creating an atmosphere charged with anger and fear. The town could no longer ignore the issue. A town council meeting was scheduled to address the growing controversy. Malik decided to attend, standing firm with his friends at his side. Inside the auditorium, the room was packed. Parents, students, teachers, and local news reporters all gathered. Some parents scowled at him, others nodded respectfully. The atmosphere was electric, teetering between confrontation and dialogue. When Malik stepped up to the microphone, his voice initially shook, but he drew on every ounce of courage. "I stand here not to attack anyone," he began, "but to speak the truth. Every student deserves the same opportunity, the same chance to be heard and respected. When bias, intentional or not, decides who can lead, we fail as a community. We fail each other." Murmurs rippled through the crowd. Alex Harper, the elected student council president, whispered to his friends, visibly uncomfortable. Some parents crossed their arms. Some students recorded Malik on their phones. Others listened silently. Then, an eruption. A parent from the audience shouted, "You don't understand our traditions. You're trying to change things that have worked for generations." Another student yelled, "Why can't you just accept the results?" Malik remained composed. "Acceptance isn't submission." Speaking out against injustice doesn't harmony one it, only strengthens our community if we're willing to learn and improve. The confrontation became viral overnight. Videos of Malik speaking passionately circulated on social media, attracting attention beyond Brooksville. News outlets picked up the story, debating the broader implications of racial bias in small-town schools, student activism, and generational prejudice. Malik's message was clear. Change begins with courage, and silence allows injustice to thrive. In the following weeks, the school administration initiated workshops on diversity, inclusion, and equity. Community leaders held forums for dialogue, bringing parents, students, and teachers together. While not everyone agreed, conversations began difficult, emotional, and necessary conversations that had been long avoided. Malik also faced personal challenges. Some friends distanced themselves, afraid of the controversy. Threatening messages arrived via social media, and anonymous notes were left in his locker. But allies emerged as well. Jetsman and Aaron stood by him unwaveringly. And several white students publicly supported him, organizing events, promoting inclusivity and fairness. The climax of the story came during the school's annual awards ceremony. Malik was asked to speak on stage, sharing lessons from his activism. Standing under the spotlight, he saw the audience filled with skeptics, supporters, and media representatives. His voice carried across the auditorium. We all have a choice, to act with courage or remain silent. To confront injustice or let it fester. No. We choose courage not just for ourselves, but for the students, children, and future generations who deserve a fair chance. Applause erupted. Some clapped reluctantly, some enthusiastically, but the message was undeniable. Malik's stand had ignited a movement, forcing the town to examine its values and confront the uncomfortable realities of racial bias. In the months that followed, Brooksville slowly changed. Mentorship programs were launched, student leadership elections became more transparent, and dialogues on equity were integrated into the curriculum. Malik's experience became a lesson not only for his peers, but for the entire community. Malik's story didn't end there. Social media continued to amplify his message, and students from other towns reached out to share their own struggles and victories. He realized that while he had challenged bias in his school, the fight against injustice was larger, ongoing, and vital. Years later, Malik would return to Brooksville High not as a student, but as a guest speaker and mentor reminding the next generation that courage, integrity, and a willingness to confront injustice were more powerful than fear or tradition. His journey became a testament to the truth that one voice, backed by conviction and community, could challenge prejudice and inspire meaningful change. After Malik's passionate speech at the annual awards ceremony, the atmosphere at Brooksville High had shifted, but not everyone welcomed the change. While some students cheered and clapped, others whispered in corners, questioning the validity of Malik's claims. Twos felt pressure from parents who feared that acknowledging racial bias would disrupt the status quo. The tension wasn't gone, it had simply evolved, manifesting in subtle, insidious ways. Malik returned home that evening, exhausted yet determined. His mother, Angela, greeted him with a tired smile and a cup of tea. "I'm proud of you," she said softly, "but I know it's only going to get harder now." Malik nodded. "It feels like the town is watching me. Mum, every step I take is judged, every word analyzed." Angela placed a hand on his shoulder. "That's the cost of courage. But remember, you're not just fighting for yourself. You're fighting for everyone who doesn't have a voice." The next weeks brought a wave of new challenges. Some parents demanded that Malik be reprimanded, claiming that his activism was disruptive. Others started spreading rumors online, attempting to discredit him. Social media had become a double-edged sword. It amplified his message, but it also exposed him to attacks and criticism from people he had never met. Despite the hostility, Malik refused to back down. He organized a town-wide panel on equity and inclusion, inviting students, teachers, parents, and community leaders to discuss racial bias openly. The meeting hall was packed, filled with nervous energy. Malik, Jasmine, and Erin sat at the front, prepared to guide the discussion with clarity and purpose. The panel was heated. One parent argued, "This is overblown. Our school has traditions, rules, and standards. Why change what works?" Another teacher admitted, "We've overlooked issues in the past, yes, but calling it systemic racism seems extreme." Malik took a deep breath before speaking. Tradition should not justify injustice. Ignoring bias doesn't make it disappear, it allows it to grow. We have an opportunity to create a school and a community that truly respects all students, regardless of race. That's not just fairness, it's integrity. Some students clapped quietly, while others scowled. But the discussion sparked deeper reflection. People who had been silent began to share personal stories, experiences of microaggressions, exclusion, and discrimination that had long been dismissed. For the first time, the town saw the cumulative impact of decades of bias. Meanwhile, Alex Harper, the student council president, found himself at a crossroads. Initially defensive, he began to recognize the sincerity and determination in Malik's approach. After several conversations and personal reflection, Alex reached out to Malik. "I may not have understood everything before," he admitted, "but I want to help now. Maybe together we can improve things." Malik hesitated, remembering the bitterness of his initial loss, but he saw an opportunity. "Actions speak louder than words," he said. "You want to contribute to change? Show it not just for me, but for everyone who deserves fairness." With Alex's support, Malik's initiatives gained momentum. The mentorship program expanded, bringing together students from different backgrounds to collaborate on projects, volunteer work, and leadership development. Workshops on cultural sensitivity became mandatory, helping staff and students recognize implicit biases. The transformation wasn't immediate or complete. Some parents continued to resist, some students mocked the efforts, and a few teachers remained indifferent. Incremental change began to reshape the school environment. Students who had once felt invisible now had platforms to speak. Conversations that were once avoided became normalized, creating a culture of accountability. Malik's family also played a vital role. His younger sister, Layla, who had once been shy and hesitant to speak up, found inspiration in her brother's courage. She began volunteering at local community centers, advocating for educational equity and mentoring younger children. The family's unity and support strengthened Malik's resolve, providing him with emotional sustenance amidst growing pressures. Social media continued to play a significant role. Videos of Malik's speeches, clips from panel discussions, and testimonials from students and parents went viral. While some online commentators attacked him, many more offered encouragement, shared similar experiences, and asked how they could initiate change in their own communities. Malik realized that his actions were resonating far beyond Brooksville, igniting conversations about racial justice across the region. Amidst these successes, Malik faced personal growth and challenges. He struggled with self-doubt, worrying whether he could sustain the energy required to maintain momentum. On nights when criticism overwhelmed him, he turned to Jasmine and Erin for guidance. "We can't let negativity paralyze us," Jasmine reminded him. "Every step forward, no matter how small, matters." Erin, always pragmatic, added, "And remember, Malik, your courage inspires others." That's powerful. Even when people resist, you're planting seeds of change that will grow over time. 2. The town's evolution culminated in a second major event, the annual Spring Talent Showcase at the school. Malik and his friends decided to integrate a message of unity into the event, highlighting stories of resilience, cooperation, and diversity. Students performed skits depicting the challenges of racial bias, sang songs about inclusion, and shared testimonies about personal growth. The auditorium, once a place of tension, became a symbol of reconciliation. During the showcase, Malik reflected on the journey, thoughts from losing the student council election to sparking town-wide dialogue. Every obstacle had been a catalyst for growth. He realized that progress was neither linear nor easy. It required perseverance, empathy, and the willingness to confront discomfort head-on. After the event, Malik was approached by a young student named Chris, who confided, "I was scared to speak up before, but seeing you stand strong gave me hope. I want to help too." Malik smiled, recognizing the next generation of leaders emerging before him. "That's exactly what we need," he said. "Courage multiplies when shared." Brooksville High School became a model for neighboring communities. Administrators consulted Malik on policies, teachers incorporated lessons on equity, and students continued to advocate for inclusive practices. The town, once divided by fear and tradition, began to embrace the possibility of a more equitable future. Years later, Malik would return as a guest speaker, addressing a new cohort of students. He shared his story not as a tale of triumph over individuals, but as a testament to the power of collective courage, accountability, and resilience. He reminded them that change was ongoing and required continuous effort, empathy, and integrity. Through his journey, Malik had learned invaluable lessons. That standing for justice often comes at a personal cost, that allies can emerge from unexpected places, and that true leadership involves listening, learning, and inspiring others to act. The town of Brooksville, forever changed by one student's courage, served as a reminder that even in the face of entrenched prejudice, hope, determination, and unity could pave the way for meaningful transformation.